Hello, surprise. I'm live with a guest. I told you we'd make this entertaining. All right, so today I was talking to an individual that reached out for some basically like marital advice and counseling. And Ryan and I have been married for how long?
27 years.
27, it'll be 28 years in August. And I thought, you know, I gave her some really good advice, I thought it was pretty sound. I mean, it's helped us in our 27 years of marriage. So I thought it'd be fun if we did this together and we gave some marriage tips. So we're gonna test these out on you guys before we decide to like really go all out and have us an actual like live YouTube or podcast or something, right? Maybe. He says maybe. Usually when he says maybe, I get my way. All right, so we're going to start with Ryan's list of if you had one thing you could give to a young couple just starting out. Okay, and before we go any further, you're going to have to set up and scoot. Told you I got this little makeshift thing going here, so hang on. Let me fix it again. Oh, much better. Okay, so first I want to say, don't touch it, it'll fall. He doesn't know what I deal with when I do these. The dogs are running around crazy because we've been snowed in. They haven't been able to run and play very much, so that's what you're hearing. All right, this is going to be quick. So we were talking about if there was anything we could give back to those who are just starting out with these sound advice, right? Things that we've made mistakes along the way. So this is gonna be like our first trial run for our tips to a younger couple. And there's gonna be bloopers. This is probably gonna end up in our bloopers outtake if we decide to go further with this, but I thought this was a great place to test it out on you ladies. So, he just seems so enthused. Like that is your first tip, ladies. Get your man on a live so he is enthused. Look at him. It doesn't get any better. Right?
For sure.
Says the man of little words. Okay. And here comes our daughter. So what is, if we we're doing a live, hang on. If there was one thing, yes, you can wear those. If there was one thing that you would tell a young man starting out in his marriage, hopefully his first marriage, what would it be? What would your one piece of advice be for that individual?
I said, be considerate.
Okay, you can't be like I said. If we're live. It's like you gotta start over now, even though we talked about a couple of
I
these.
can't read from my list.
Don't knock that over. This is real, y'all. This is what you really get with us every day, all the time. Okay. Yes, you can read from your list.
Listen. Be compassionate. Be sexual. And be mindful.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on how you could be all of those things except number 4? Oh, you're gonna knock it down. Don't jiggle the table. So being considerate, what could you have done different when we first started out?
Respecting your needs. Understanding your needs. Try to be more open-minded and see things from your point of view, your side.
Okay. How about Lord knows, number 2 applies to today.
Always listen. Be engaged when you listen. Don't have the glassy eyed look.
Do you do that well now?
Yeah, I don't get the glassy eyes no more.
Yeah, no, you don't. You've got that perfected.
Years of practice.
Okay. Number 3 was be compassionate.
Maybe I should look up the definition of the word before I said them. Just be understanding, you know. You have a bad day, listen to it, you know, and like I said, be understanding of it.
Okay, so I think we've got the bisexual part. If you guys need help on that, Dr. Ruth, I think, is still alive. Reach out to her. Because we're not telling our tricks, however you say it. All right, and then be mindful.
Just be thoughtful. Think, always think about your wife for what you're doing. Being thoughtful in that way.
Those are good. I got to keep her, huh? All right, so my list would be, and I have not written mine out yet, so this is truly like live. So mine would be...
no repeating.
What?
That's
not fair.
Can't copy off my list.
But I may want to. Some of these are really good.
Yeah, they're mine.
Mine would be one that I still even struggle with to this day, which is to be submissive. And I think knowing what that really truly means is... it's not being his slave, which early on in our marriage, I thought that's what it meant. If he wanted me to do his laundry, well, his hands weren't broken. Do your own laundry. I worked today like you did. But never once did he say, when he went to mow the lawn, mow your own lawn. It's yours too. I worked all day. So I think learning what it means to really, truly be a submissive wife is something that I am working on every day. Move, dog. The other thing is, and this is a struggle for me even to this day, like I am being super candid. I'm not getting any responses out of him. Look, ladies, this is what I get all the time. Still, to this day. He listens. He's compassionate. After we get off, I'm saying, what was my list?
Nowhere on my list was responsive.
Oh, so good. So good. All right, so my first one was be submissive. My other one would be, is something that I do struggle with, is letting him be the head of the home. Because y'all, I mean, we're being candid here. We are not equally yoked, right? So when it comes to our walk with Christ, he's still a little bit of a hooligan hellion sometimes, and I'm a saint. I'm an angel, right?
When you're sleeping, yes.
Yes, when I'm sleeping. Yeah. No, not just when I'm sleeping. I am.
No, that's right. That's when you have the dreams of cheating on you.
Oh, yes. Yes. That will make you not want to be the head of the household either, right?
Right.
So, knowing what it really means for him to be the head of our home, I think that really came into play for us when we had Alexis. Because God really convicted me that I had little eyes watching us. And that I couldn't harp on him to be more respectful to me as the mother of his child if I wasn't going to be respectful to him in a biblical sense and let him be the head of our home. So from a very early age of Alexis, I started really praying for discernment from God to help me to be that wife that raised our daughter to know what it meant to have a husband that could be the head of your household and what it meant for him to be the head of your household. So, and a prime example is anytime I go, like Alexis and I will go shopping, I'll always say, is this something your daddy would approve of? Because daddy's the boss in our home. And so she knows that, I mean, there are certain things, yes, mommy can do on our own, but ultimately she knows that Ryan is the head of our household. Like we don't make decisions without him. and this is gonna probably not come out right, but if he tells us to do something, we do it. And it's not, and I don't mean that. Yes, that's the way it sounded. Oh, see, he acted a fool, and then look, he knocked my thing over. Oh, I gotta get a new stand. He doesn't understand the pains I go through to do these. No, you don't crack the whip. He thinks he probably wants to sometimes, because there's times he does ask us to do things and we don't do them, like clean the litter boxes. Yeah, that's not something we obey very well on, is it?
Not very consistent.
No, not very consistent, because it's not something we like to do. All right. So the other thing for me, so letting him be the head of the household, because I'm a control freak anyway. And then the other thing would be to, and I hope I do this. This is live, so we didn't practice this beforehand, so I may get shocked on this one. When he comes home, I want him to walk in the door and know that he's respected. That's something that I feel like if you're just starting out in a marriage, I would say that's something I wish I would have learned early on, is to respect him more and not take him for granted. Because I think I did that a lot when we first got married. I just assumed that if I had a need, he would do it instead of being respectful and asking. So that would be another one of mine. If there's anything I could tell you that to not do, we'll get to Ryan's list in a minute, because he's got one on his that's really good. But my one thing to not do would be, don't take your spouse for granted. Just don't do it. And what was yours?
I'm gonna write down. Don't hold grudges. You can't. You gotta let it go. Gotta move on. Talk it out, hash it out, fight it out, move on.
What happens when you don't?
It just builds up.
And then you end up doing what?
You end up holding on to it and anger and resentment.
You end up hashing it out anyway. But it's gonna be way uglier when you do.
And say things you don't mean.
Okay, so this was, I would say, marriage tip 101 from us to you guys. Not that most of you even need them, but we're thinking about doing maybe a podcast or something for young couples that need some foundation in their relationship, and to put a biblical spin on it so that they know that every marriage is 3 chords. It's not only you and your husband, but you have to have Christ in the center of it. And so if you think that we would do okay at it, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. You guys already subscribed to this because it's our own little Facebook group, but throw your tips in, throw your comments in, tell us what you think. But I want to give back to the young couples. We have a lot to offer. We've been married almost 3 decades, and in those 3 decades, we have been through hell and back, and then some. And I think every marriage does. They go through it. But the one thing I am super proud of us for is that we never gave up. When the going got tough, we got tougher, and we stuck it out. And so through the years, I can say that's probably one of the things I am most proud of about us, is that we didn't give up, and we still love each other. We kept going, yeah, and we love each other, right? We love each other. Okay, I didn't think he heard me the first time I said it, so I was like, I need it on record. We love each other.
We do.
I mean, come on. Can we tell the story before we go about this morning?
About the truck? Go ahead, I don't care.
No, I want you to tell
I
it.
ain't telling nothing.
Oh, come on.
No, you brought it up. You want to tell it.
Because I was right.
I ain't gonna admit my own defeat.
Which is what I told him today. So, here's another tip, ladies. So, last night, we have a 1-ton dually that I used to always pull my horse trailer with, and Ryan's been driving it because most that know us, his little black truck got stolen. He's reworking it and stuff. So, anyway, it's not drivable. We look like the Sanford and Son around here, but that's a whole another episode. Anyway, so last night we were talking. Temperatures have been below 0. I said, babe, I don't think it'd be a good idea if you drove the 1 ton to work tonight because it's a diesel, and I mean the temperatures are going to be below 0, and it's going to gel. The diesel's going to gel. And he was like, no, it won't. Do how you did last night. Come on, show him. He was like, no, it won't.
No, it won't, honey.
That is not what he did.
I put additive in it. I told you. I was so sweet and sincere when I told you.
I'm always keeping the camera rolling. You're quit jarring, quit giggling. So, he wouldn't have any of my ideas. And I waited this morning. I knew I was going to get a phone call. And he did say, I put additive in it and I put extra, he said. So it's not going to gel. This morning, guess who got a phone call? Guess who called me? Guess what the truck did? The diesel gelled. I said, it's so bad when he called me. I think he thought I was going to be upset, didn't you?
No.
No? Because I'm a good wife. I'm a submissive wife, right?
You are.
Okay. So he calls me, and Alexis had stayed up all night long, and you can come over here. And she, for whatever reason, because she didn't have school today, she wanted to stay up all night. So I had to wake her up, and I said, we got to go get your daddy. He's stranded on the side of the road. And she said, what? I said, we got to go get your daddy. He's stranded on the side of the road. She said, why did he drive your truck? And I was like, just get up and let's go. So bad I wanted to escape because he's dumb. He's a dum-dum. He didn't listen to your mama. But remember, out of the house, can't disrespect him. So we go. I didn't say anything. I pull up. I figured he was cold because, I mean, it took us, by the time the Suburban heated up, it took us about 20 minutes to get there. So long story short, we go, we pick him up, and he gets in the Suburban. It's nice and toasty and warm. And I said, are you okay? Yep, just fine. So we go to get all the stuff he needs, and we pull out of the gas station. He had been holding the top of my coffee cup, an open coffee cup so it wouldn't spill. And I pick it up, and I said, do you smell that? He was like, smell what? I said, you smell that? He was like, I don't smell it. Is it the gas? Fuel on my hands? And I'm like, no, because the attitude. He had an attitude. And I said, oh no, that's defeat. It's coming out of every pore you got because I was right. But, in his defense, we have never had a diesel gel on us. Not this one.
When additive been in it.
When additive has been in it. But we ain't lived with these cold temperatures either. So, ladies, here's my thing. It was nice to be right, but I didn't rub it in except that one time because he knew he was wrong. And I guarantee you, he will listen to me more often.
Live or die by the sword.
That's right. I just thought that was funny this morning. All right, so we're gonna go. Maybe we'll come back and give some other tips. Who knows? We'll I don't know if I'll ever get him back on here again. We'll see what the comments are like. If they're good, positive comments, maybe he'll come back and be a guest. If they're bad, oh, he'll get over it.
Be honest.
Yeah, be honest. All right. Thank y'all for joining us. We're going to sign off. Bye.
Good night.